This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Welcome. It's Friday, December 4th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler. Let's get things started with our top story tonight on News 25.
Well, some tense moments in a Pahrump neighborhood Thursday evening as Nye County deputies responded to a report of an active shooter. Today, the suspect is under arrest and facing a number of charges.
The first 911 call came in around 5:30 p.m. Thursday. A woman told dispatchers someone had fired a round at her home in the 3200 block of Kings Way, just off Homestead Road. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies raced to the area where they soon became the target of the gunman. Captain David Barukowitz says after more than an hour of gunfire, officers were able to bring an end to the shooting without anyone getting hurt.
We received a report from a neighbor that there were shots being fired from this residence. As soon as our deputies arrived, they began taking rounds. We had 3 teams that had arrived on location initially, and they were all forced to hunker down behind their vehicles as we were not sure where the shooter was coming from. The shooter continued to fire rounds in bursts of 3 and 5 for the next hour at our units as we were assembling teams to come in and try to identify where he was. After approximately an hour of firing rounds at our officers nonstop, we were able to identify that he was inside of the residence, and the firing of our officers stopped. No deputies discharged any weapons. We were able to make entry into the home with our SWAT team, and the suspect was located in the back bedroom where he was taken into custody, ultimately without incident. The suspect was not injured. None of our officers were injured. None of our officers fired any weapons. We do have an active crime scene behind us in terms of processing. Detectives are working on search warrants for the residents to collect evidence, and the suspect has been arrested for attempted murder of a peace officer at this point and is en route to detention, and it is likely as the investigation continues, additional charges will be added.
They went right by their training, and we were able to close this without anyone getting hurt. We really appreciate the help from all the other agencies and the offers of help from various agencies. I'm just really glad that it came off without a hitch.
This was extremely tense, and it had a very high likelihood for a negative ending. And thanks to our great officers and the amazing work that they do every day, they were able to end this situation peacefully, and nobody got injured, and the suspect was able to be taken into custody and can face justice the right way.
That suspect is identified as Stephen Burson. Right now, he's facing several charges, including assault on a protected person, attempted murder, and ownership of a gun by a prohibited person. The sheriff's office says it will be releasing more details soon about the shooting, including any additional charges against Burson. We'll let you know when we get that information.
And the sheriff's office says it appears that in 2001, Burson was involved in a similar situation with officers in Las Vegas. While the exact number is unknown, investigators estimate Burson fired hundreds of rounds during the standoff last night.
The crash of an off-highway vehicle this afternoon in Pahrump sends at least 1 person to the hospital.
The crash happened around 1 p.m. Friday on Basin Avenue near Barney Street. Reports indicate the OHV rolled over, ejecting 2 people from the vehicle. At least one of those victims was being transported by Mercy Air to a Las Vegas hospital for treatment. No other vehicles were involved. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, auxiliary units, and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to the accident. Traffic in the area was blocked for a short time as first responders worked to help the crash victims.
We'll have more News 25 coming up right after the break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. Optum Care Network of Nevada, offering Medicare Advantage members more than 3,000 primary and specialty care providers throughout the state.
Welcome back. Well, 3M plans to cut about 3,000 jobs. Sales are slipping at Kroger, and Walmart will pay workers another bonus.
Topping our news, millions of out-of-work Americans are holding out hope for a new round of stimulus money from Congress. The number of Americans applying for unemployment checks is now at the lowest level since the pandemic started. 712,000 people recently applied for unemployment. There are still 20 million Americans receiving some form of government assistance. 3M is ready to restructure, and it will mean cutting 2,900 jobs worldwide. 3M manufactures N95 masks as well as Post-it notes. The CEO notes business is slowing, and the COVID crisis is increasing the need for companies to adapt faster. Business is slipping at supermarket chain Kroger. The grocery sales rose to above $29 million in the third quarter, but that was just shy of Wall Street estimates. For the fourth time since the pandemic started, Walmart is paying employees a special bonus to hourly workers on Christmas Eve.
Award-winning local singer, songwriter, and recording artist John Michael Ferrari will be among the honorees at Saturday's Producer's Choice Honors, that big red carpet event being held at the Pahrump Nugget. Ferrari is also excited to announce the release of his latest album.
Smile on your face. The name of the CD is Be the Smile on Your Face. And it's surprising, that's not the song that we released first. It's one of the other songs called So Beautiful. That one's getting a lot of radio play all over the world. We're on a lot of the major charts. It's pretty amazing to see my name up there with all these other famous people. It's like, who would have thought? You're beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. I got the singer-songwriter. When was that, Pepper? 2019 Singer-Songwriter of the Year. Peace Song. We got that at the Academy Awards last year at Beverly Hills Hotel during like a rock and roll band. Surprise! I didn't know I was getting that. They asked me to come and perform at the Academy Awards that night. And after I sang the song, they came on stage and gave me this Peace Song of the Year. That was pretty amazing. And this coming up, December 5th, we have the Fame Awards, which are going to be held here in Pahrump at the Nevada Casino. And they're awarding me the AAA Album Award of the Year. Do you like country music? It's a favorite of mine. Puppy dogs and pizza, sound of music makes me cry. We're planning on going on tour again in March. We were going to go on tour before this COVID thing started, but it's going to be down the Mississippi River and many places in Memphis, and back to touring again.
To learn more about John Michael Ferrari and check out some of his music, you can visit his website at johnmichaelferrari.com. You can also hear some of his songs on our sister station, Ace Country Radio 103.1 FM. And we'll be back with more News 25. Stay with us.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Well, it's going to be a big weekend here in Pahrump. In addition to the Producer's Choice Awards at the Pahrump Nugget Saturday evening, there's another event taking place Saturday that's raising money for local veterans. And though the schedules have changed, Gary Edwards, also known as Brian Scott, has a rundown on what's on tap.
We're bringing in a massive all-day event that starts at 1:30 and ends at 11:30 p.m. So it's going to range between the Fitness for 10, the Nugget, and the Phoenix Bar and Grill. We have the car show. It's going to be about 146 muscle cars, classic cars, some antique cars. We've got the Prump Gunfighters. We've got Buzz TV coming out here. We've got Rolling Stone magazine coming out here. KPVM is going to cover it at the actual one of the events that we're doing, which is going to be the Producer's Choice Honors, the LA Music Awards, and the Hollywood Fame Awards, which is going to happen here in our town on December 5th at the Nugget. And then following that, at the after party at 9 o'clock is going to be an AC/DC tribute featuring myself doing my AC/DC shtick. And then is going to be a U2 tribute called U2LV. They're a touring U2 tribute. And then a big finale with all the stars from all three events, which the biggest one is Mitch Perry Band, Mitch Perry Group. And Mitch Perry Group is out of Los Angeles, California. He's played with bands like Edgar Winters, Cher, but his band is all stars. So you got members of Montrose, members of The Sweet, members of Santana that are going to be performing with Mitch Perry on the stage. We're anticipating 62 Rock and Roll Hall of Famers going to be here in this town, including none other than Lita Ford. There's going to be no fees for the all-day event from 1:30 to 5:30 at the Fitness for 10 parking lot, and that's going to span from one end of Loop Road, from 160 all the way to Postal Road. The evening events, that's also the one at the Phoenix is free for the tribute show, but the Producer's Choice Honors is actually a paid event.
And we do want to let you know that there is some last-minute changes to that event. There is an event tonight, and that's a private party from 7 to 9 p.m. at the Phoenix. But tomorrow's event is from 1 to 3, 4 to 6, and 7 to 9, and that is all at the Prump Nugget. If you would like to find out more about tomorrow's events, you can search Joy to the Vets on Facebook, and of course, Brian Scott's Facebook page as well.
There are lots of pets available for adoption now from shelters in Pahrump. For today's Save a Pet, Darby O'Donnell visit Desert Haven Animal Society, where she introduces us to Alex.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Alex. Alex is a huge domestic short hair, gray and white tabby. He mainly is all white. He actually has some very pretty gray detailing down the back and on his head. It kind of looks like, honestly, he's wearing a tabby helmet, is my opinion. He's a very, very, very calm cat. Chill, honestly. Like, doesn't really talk, doesn't really purr, just kind of exists kind of cat, which I know I like. He's really sweet though, and he does have a very calm personality. He is a very heavy cat though. Like, he's muscular. He's thick. If you want to come and see Alex or any of his friends here at Desert Haven Animal Society, please give them a call ahead of time to make an appointment. Give them a call at 775-751-7020. They're on Siri Lane behind the Nye County Courthouse, and you can always check up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler from KPVM Channel 25. It's a Friday, so of course I'm hanging out at the liquor store. This is Liquor and Tobacco Express. They're our sponsor location, and we appreciate them. Great place to do some Christmas shopping if you haven't even gotten started yet, like me. Oh my, some nice bottles of wine in here. There's some really great scotch with all kinds of great authentic sounding Scotch names like McClellan, McClellan. It's great. Giant cigars that are just like premium. They've got body jewelry. They've got all kinds of great stuff in here for you and your friends. Enjoy Christmas shopping at the store here on 372. Great place to observe the weather from too. Beautiful skies, clear air. It's all good in Pahrump. We'll tell you about the weather for this weekend and the coming week when we return.
News 25 Weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Happy celebrity birthday to American actor Burt Lahr. You know Burt Lahr from The Wizard of Oz, Denoy, right? Courage. Yeah, Burt Lahr. And you know The Wizard of Oz, the classic tale of two women fighting over a pair of shoes. It's no wonder it's classic, a timeless theme. Hey, look at Fernley, 48 degrees for a high today, 16 for a low. Not too bad, Fernley. Fallon, you're all the way up to 47 and 11 for a low tonight. Carson City, you're staring at 51 and not blinking because it's heading all the way down to 20 tonight. That'd be a little bit cold. In Tonopah, 48 degrees is your high mark today, 13 for a low. In Goldfield, you're all the way to 50-degree mark and 14 for a low. A little chilly, a little sweater weather up there. Beatty, you're feeling fine at 63 degrees throughout the day and chilling off to 28 tonight. Might be a good night for a fire up in Beatty. What do you think? Put one in the fireplace, take the chill off. Amargosa, 66 degrees for a high today, 30 for a low. In Las Vegas, 61 for a high, 34 for a low. Not quite enough to freeze the water at the Bellagio this last night, but well, we'll see what happens. Death Valley, you're all the way up to 70 degrees and dropping down to 40 in the evening and towards the morning here in the paradise of Pahrump. 50 degrees your current temperature, 60 degrees was our high today. Winds lightly out of the south to 5 miles per hour, bone dry, humidity at 9%. And the sun rose this morning about 6:39 a.m., went to bed, just said, forget it, I had enough of you guys. I'm taking my ball and go home. That was about an hour ago, 4:28. It'll head south down to about 32 degrees tonight for a low temperature. Winds lightly out of the east to 4 miles per hour, and that humidity giving no one no problem at 16%. Let's take a look at the weekend. Oh, looks like sunny. And then look at all these clouds, cloud. I guess that's the big story because the temperature's not really bobbing around that much. We're staying reliably in the low to mid 60s for our high temperatures throughout the next week. Winds 5, 6, 7 miles per hour. Nothing really to tell you to watch out for. But those lows are hanging around above freezing. That's good in the upper 30s and lower 40s. And that's kind of the story throughout the week. So enjoy your nice clear Saturday, and we'll catch you on the other side of the weekend. That's your weather report. Back to Deanna and Missy.
All right, wonderful event. Of course, this weekend we'll see you down there at the Pahrump Nugget. And bell ringing tomorrow from 9 until 11 a.m. We'll see you out there in front of Walmart. Have a great weekend. I'm Deanna.
I'm Missy. Stay safe.
Good night.